A texter writes in, hey, Dan, are you talking politics today? Because what happened with North Korea yesterday was remarkable. I'm pretty sure if Obama or some Democrat president did the same thing, you would be praising him. You will think I'm some redneck, but I'm not. When it comes to a lot of social issues, I hold a liberal view. Well, here's the view I hold, sir. The view I hold is this is all unbelievably funny as anything you can find around nuclear arms. It's the funniest thing in the history of nuclear arms, all of it. It involves Dennis Rodman, a reality TV star, and the most powerful man in North Korea, who's physically uproarious and powerfully uproarious. Rocket Man, as Trump was calling him recently, but not that recently. Little Rocket Man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as to not get him confused with Elton John.
Right. Yeah. We have the other Little Rocket Man. So, we've been covering this story better than anybody at ESPN for a long time. We have talked to the makers of the documentary of Dennis Rodman taking a bunch of really confused NBA players who needed money over to North Korea. They all regret that terribly.
I think they're all on record as saying so. Yes, you're right.
All of them filled with enormous regret. But we've been covering this story. So there was much controversy the first time Dennis Rodman went to North Korea, where he's treated like a hero and gets really drunk.
That was the trip before he was sponsored by Potcoin, right?
I don't remember. He's done so many ambassador trips over there, hostage releases.
What a statesman.
Well, Dennis Rodman, for those of you who don't know, and I imagine in the audience, I can't even explain how the hell Dennis Rodman was on the greatest basketball team that anybody had ever seen. And he was not the biggest star because Michael Jordan was the biggest star, but he was the most cartoonish star. He had a lot more fame than Scottie Pippen or any of the other players on the team. He had a lot more fame than anybody on the Warriors now. Anybody.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like anybody who plays for the Warriors now pales in fame comparison to the guy who, helped create the reality TV fad that then, birthed the president of the United States. Like Rodman was there before on the reality TV shows. He was okay on the right side of history with gay people because he was in gay bars, and it was a shocking thing that he would go to gay bars. It was a shocking thing that he would sign his bestseller dressed in a wedding dress, dressed in drag. I just saw a really funny race the other day, by the way. You guys got to get the high school race. Like I can't do anything. The two transgender dudes were just crushing the women, running against the women. And you're watching that, and you're like, two transgender women, are running against the women, and the whole thing is just confusing because they're a lot faster.
Yeah, it's crazy. That happened in Texas with high school wrestling.
It's all very confusing. What's been normalized makes that confusing. But beyond that, I digress.
Dangerously.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman.
This segment's confusing.
Dennis Rodman was on CNN, and the interview we played, this was years ago. Now, he ends up being right about everything. But listen to Dennis Rodman, because it's one of the most uproarious things we've ever heard around here. This is Dennis Rodman on CNN trying to do a legitimate interview on international politics.
Let me do this. Really, I'm going to tell you one thing. People around the world, I'm going to do one thing. You guy behind the mic right now, we are the guys here doing one thing. We have to go back to America and take the abuse. Do you have to take the abuse? Well, we're going to take it. Do you, sir? Let me know. Are you going to take that abuse? We're going to get it. But guess what, though? One day, this door is going to open.
And it's open. It's unbelievable. We've been laughing at that sound for 5 years. This guy, we should have been listening to him. He would have told us Trump was going to get elected.
Yep. Nostradamus.
While the rest of the media was getting it wrong. Donald Trump, Dennis Rodman foretold all of this. Now, I understand that you didn't understand anything he said before that, but he did say one day a door was going to open, and that door opened yesterday. Pushed open by Dennis Rodman. Billy, have you gotten cleared the sound, the new Dennis Rodman sound as he returns to CNN? Did he do a victory lap, or what was the sound?
We have 4 clips. They're not cleared yet. One of them was him saying that the president's secretary reached out to him and said the president's proud of him and thanked him. Another sound is the former director of national intelligence or something saying Dennis Rodman should be involved in these negotiations.
Yeah.
And then there's very emotional Dennis Rodman, who doesn't want to take the credit for it. He thinks we should all take the credit for it.
But he was crying, right? How great was that?
I feel for him, man. He went through some stuff.
To open that door, he went through some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? He honestly did, and everyone likes to jump on Dennis Rodman, and I totally get it because he's wearing a shirt that says Podcoin on it. Okay, but does this happen without Dennis Rodman? I'm
Well,
being
this
serious.
is what needs to be put on the poll, and it needs to be 100%. It needs to be our first 100% poll. Did Dennis Rodman help us avert nuclear war? Put that on the poll.
One of the clips says that Dennis Rodman gave Kim Jong-un's people in New York Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. They took it to him. He read it, and that may have led to this meeting.
Not may have, friend. Not may have. Dennis Rodman's going to be Time Man of the Year.